Hello and a warm welcome to my application video for the Impact, Entrepreneurship and Innovation program at Nova SBE Lisbon. To best lay out why I am a social innovator and what drives my motivation for applying, I'm firstly going to introduce myself and walk you through the experiences that led me to wanting to become a social innovator with your help. Secondly, I will relate how my personal experiences influence the societal issues I care about the most and why I think to work on them makes the world a better place. My name is Lennart Rosenthal and I deeply care about societal issues, and besides that I am an ambitious, creative and entrepreneurial driven person, which I believe to be some important qualities to be a social innovator. As you have probably noticed by looking at parts of my room, I'm really passionate about being creative, designing and constructing things. This comes in the form of painting, building my own furniture, cooking or raising plants from seed on. What fascinates me most about this is the construction of something new, to turn a new idea into real-life actions and therefore change and influence one's surrounding, be it even on a small scale. In other words, I really like to innovate and translate ideas into projects which with the right plan and execution turn into a measurable real-life impact. I see this as a core strength of mine and I want to use it for a good cause. What I define as good is heavily influenced by my upbringing and other experiences I made along the way, which I will now talk about. I grew up in Münster Kinderhaus, Germany, a neighborhood in which inequalities in wealth and education are significantly high. This is best exemplified by some of my childhood friendships. Whilst on the one hand, some of my friends had to face immense challenges from a young age on, like immigrating to flee conflicts like the ones in Iraq, Syria or Sri Lanka, or others trying to better their situation with little to none financial or educational support of their families. On the other hand, some friends of mine grew up in families possessing large amounts of wealth, with huge financial and educational support and prospects of becoming the successors of their family businesses. Today, the majority of my friends who always receive financial and educational aid are pursuing high degrees of education and high-paid jobs, whereas the very minority of my friends who face challenges and therefore did receive less support are currently enrolled in universities. Even though this is anecdotal evidence, it is in line with plenty of research identifying family income and level of education as an important indicator for the future prosperity of their children. I'm really glad not only for the friendships I gained and mostly sustained, but also for the life lessons that this has taught me. This experience made me aware of inequalities and the lack of equal opportunity from a young age on, even within a so-called developed country like Germany. Another personal experience which highlights not only my awareness, but also my motivation to act upon societal problems is the volunteering project I did for ISEC in Cartagena, Colombia. For me personally, this marks a success that I'm really proud of. Within the project, I served as an English teacher for a local NGO and lived within a Colombian host family for 2 months. Together with a small group of international volunteers, we developed and implemented a curriculum designed to introduce a class of about 30 adults to the English language. From the first day on, we included the adults in our planning process to tailor our curriculum to their needs and therefore maximize the potential impact of our actions. In addition to that, we wanted to develop something that could sustain even after our leaving, so we created all the materials in both Spanish and English, so that the lessons learned could be passed on. The program aimed to help adults to advertise and market their goods and services to international tourists mainly speaking English. Since these adults stopped receiving governmental aid and had only very limited access to the job market, selling to tourists was their only stream of income. So we indirectly helped them to broaden their potential customer base and therefore their income. This not only helped them to pay their own bills, but to buy educational supplies for their kids as well. So talking about the SDGs. Even though I believe all of the sustainable development goals to be of immense importance, I personally feel most committed to reduce inequalities with the help or through education. This seems to be ever more present within and after the pandemic, which strongly increased the income inequality and a strong backlash in educational improvement, especially among the most vulnerable. Because of my personal experiences, I believe this to be important globally, no matter if so-called developed or emerging countries. From my point of view, bettering education, be it the access, support, or the quality, provides people with the skills and tools to not only enhance their own situation, but also their communities. As for example, the adults we helped in Cartagena, which could increase the support of their children's education and could teach and help other community members to achieve the same. I strongly believe that improving education reduces inequalities and the lack of equal opportunity, therefore helping to unleash large amounts of yet unused human potential. This in turn means that the more human potential can be used to innovate and work on societal issues too, thus making the world a better place. So to sum it up, I see the improvement of education as a lever for improvement in many fields. So all in all, my goal is to learn the skills and tools needed to become a social entrepreneur, meet and team up with like-minded people, and as a consequence, amplify my strengths and insights to innovate and make the world a better place. This is why I sincerely want to become part of the Impact, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Master's Program at Nova SBE Lisbon.